Greetings, Chris Steele here with GPS Business Group, talking to you today about effectiveness. We recently published a piece about our virtual reality, the reality that's hitting us right now about being a virtual workforce and people working from their home. So here I am in my home studio right now, dovetailing off a special request to summarize some of the key points around effectiveness into a quick video, because we know that videos can be a more effective way to convey value. So in essence, just a quick couple minutes here to reinforce everybody and remind us around some of the imperatives for optimizing performance and effectiveness with a virtual workforce. So as business leaders, it's our responsibility to make sure that we are equipping and empowering our teams to be effective, even in a disconnected, socially disconnected environment. So with all the brick and mortar offices that are closing right now, it's really important that people are as effective as they can engaging remotely. And there are some truths and some perspectives that we've gleaned around how to make sure that leaders are being as effective as possible to empower their people as they work from their home offices. So, progressive executives, we call them championship level performers, understand that engaged employees are more productive and efficient. And how do you do that with a disconnected workforce where people are operating from video, from different platforms, and they're disconnected and isolating socially? So a lot of people don't know how to do it. Here are some facts. We're just going to go through some of the key facts around how we have to be aware in the context of running our organizations virtually, whether it be through virtual meetings, making those effective, engaging people, getting them committed to progress and results in an environment that may not be conducive in their homes, where they're used to just kicking back and not having the discipline to do what needs to be done. So face-to-face meetings are the norm, but as you do them virtually, here's some perspectives on making sure that your people are equipped and prepared and conditioned for optimal performance. Number one is leadership, right? It's fundamental. Too many people are out there trying to be leaders, but it's about being an effective leader and setting the example and the attitude of social and personal responsibility, making sure that people are staying healthy and taking care of themselves, and maintaining a level-headed, rational approach toward getting business done in our ongoing societal condition of social isolation. So it's really important to make sure that you're setting a good example. Now, as changes are happening and employees' fears about their health and their career stability, and the new paradigm of this corporate isolation comes to light, as leaders, we have to provide services for our people to communicate and express their concerns versus allowing them to fester, get stuffed, or cause stress. So open communication, candid, authentic, vulnerable conversation is really the imperative these days. Leadership involvement is essential as in the context of your culture, as your employees experience different levels of anxiety, that you have programs in place, whether it be a conversational program or regular meeting cadence, especially when it comes to establishing and exhibiting core values. So core values, we talk about core values, they're critical and they're important. A lot of people spout rhetoric around core values, but especially in the context of our disconnected workforce, it's really fundamental that we have these in place. So core values, of course, are guiding principles that dictate behavior, and they can help people understand the differences between right and wrong. And you get to set them, and you get to live with them, and you get to enforce them. So core values, they go a long way toward fostering that enthusiasm, loyalty, engagement, and productivity in the virtual workforce. So leadership, especially when it comes to core values and making sure they're congruent with your team. Self-awareness of yourself as well as your team's awareness, what their strengths are, what their not so strong areas are, and then especially as you apply strength toward virtual connectivity, you can actually help enforce strengths when it comes to teamwork and engaging through experiential activities that are done to enlighten team members about themselves and others and accelerate learning. I'm a big fan of profiling, personality profiling, making sure that people are aware of who they are and why they are, and then doing functional team surveys as well that allows teams to express their perspectives on how they see the overall team's commitment and trust and effectiveness during these unique times that we're in. And then maybe facilitated online engagements that are designed to accelerate awareness and thought processes that are fostered toward a more collaborative workforce, even with them being in different places. And then, of course, making sure you have tools and programs that are designed to optimize the setting basically the achievement of objectives that you setting the objectives, and optimizing engagement and productivity remotely, tracking key results along the way. Of course, equipping people to communicate virtually, making sure they have the equipment, the computers, the technology, the bandwidth, and standardizing and enforcing and incentivizing a virtual employee manager meeting scenario. So people are not just checked out, they're not just working from home in their pajamas, and you think maybe they're thinking about taking a nap or going away and doing something. It's really important that you enforce that and create that ethic of discipline and commitment throughout your ranks. And again, discipline. Discipline is the linchpin toward ensuring that your plans and your tactics are followed with excellence. Yet, unfortunately, discipline can be elusive when you're working from the home office, right? So facilitating and conditioning a purpose-driven workforce, basically empowering and enthusiasing your people, making your people enthusiastic to be willing to be able to deliver your solutions with passion, rigor, and competence. That's an ethic that you get to instill. And creating disciplined process around accountability in all engagements, making sure that when you're having meetings that people aren't talking over one another during meetings. And there's a structure to this, annotating basically who's speaking and who's not speaking during virtual meetings, and empowering everybody to participate and step up. Conducting regular virtual team building activities that are designed to foster camaraderie and a collective attitude of performance. We found that effective facilitated virtual engagements is as well as just things that bring people together collectively as a virtual workforce with using a Zoom platform or GoToMeeting or whatever goes a long way toward getting value from your workforce that's disconnected. So cultivating an attitude toward consistency and delivering the value that's inherent to your business offering and that's congruent with disciplined approaches. So discipline in a good way. And again, that championship level idea. The champions all understand the value of disciplined approaches and accountability. And of course, accountability systems. You can systemize accountability as well. There's platforms out there like Kazoo, the Productive Habit Tracker, Habit Share is a good app. Strides is another app. Evernote, the Circle system. These are all systems that are designed for accountability and holding people accountable toward doing what needs to be done to keep that ethic and that commitment, fostering that mindset. And of course, reading books, systemizing a book club, getting people to read in their off time and coming together and discussing what they're learning from nonfiction books. And then of course, coaching, having that ethic of coaching, being a coach to your people, empowering and equipping and listening effectively, and holding people to a higher standard makes a big difference as people are disconnected and working remotely. So it's that ethic, it's that attitude that you get to show up as a leader and bring in the right people to be able to do that most effectively. So the next few weeks here in our society are going to have a major impact on business. And what we're doing here at GPS Business Group is we're focusing on ensuring that the people in our network are best positioned to come out of it, as successful and effective as possible. So what we're doing is we're dedicating an hour a day to people who need some support at no charge, basically just paying it forward to anybody else who needs it, So feel free to reach out. You can reach me at csteely@gpsbusinessgroup.com, and let's book a time to chat so that we can talk about how to strategically optimize your business in the times that we're in and cope with anything that might be considered a crisis. Write it out and stay ahead of the game. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, from working with you. Again, csteely@gpsbusinessgroup.com. You can also check out our website, gpsbusinessgroup.com. That's what we're here to do. Just a quick, just less than 10 minutes here, just to give you some perspectives on what it takes, doing what it takes to be able to foster and commit to and practically guarantee success as you follow through and make sure it gets done in the unique environment that we're in now. Thanks for listening. Wish you the best. Make it a great week.